Welcome to the November 2023 Tabletop Conversation. This is Robert.
Yeah, we did this for the long spoon.
For the long spoon.
Suzanne, we're Clarity.
This is Sandra.
And I'm Suzanne. And Christina.
And this month is a lovely tucked in month. It's already plummeted temperature-wise from what we've been used to the past couple of weeks. So
Yes.
yeah.
And so we did a write-up of conversation, and then we'll spin off from it.
Okay, well, let's see. This is called Navigating the Leap Forward. Navigating the Leap Forward is a thrilling yet challenging endeavor that demands a substantial amount of confidence and unwavering willingness. It is akin to plunging into uncharted territories where risks and uncertainties abound. To successfully traverse the journey, one must first possess the self-assurance to defy convention and embrace novel ideas. The courage to challenge the status quo and step beyond the boundaries of familiarity is crucial. Moreover, a profound eagerness to adapt, learn, and grow is essential to navigate the leap forward. This requires the willingness to face the subsequent obstacles, overcome potential failures, and persistently strive towards progress. Only with an amalgamation of confidence and unwavering determination can one truly seize the opportunities presented by venturing into the unknown and embrace the transformative power of the leap forward.
In a world filled with uncertainty and challenge, one thing remains constant: the sacred. It is an unwavering source of strength and guidance that resides deep within us all. With an unshakable belief in its power, we can face any obstacle that comes our way. Trusting in the sacred gives us the confidence to play our way through life. And confidence is a big focus right this month, the building of
Very
that.
much.
Knowing that our inner workings will align with a greater purpose and lead us to success. And I think that's why our alchemical work has, the description of it is inner workings. It just so describes it.
It does.
In moments of doubt or hardship, remember to tap into this divine force within, for it never fails and will see us through even in the darkest of times. Embrace the sacredness that resides within you and let it light your path towards a brighter tomorrow.
So that is the depth of this month's long spoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what you will see as you scroll down through here are the unfoldings from that.
So we're having a conversation among the five of us about this and how we're experiencing that in our lives. Anybody want to start?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with as the light turns, as it becomes seemingly diminished, as we rotate further away from the sun and move into the late autumn and winter months, that the physical body wants to slow down, tuck in, get cozy, find nurturance. And that's where all the warm soups come from, and the hot bread, and the coffee, and the tea, and the hot cocoa.
Yes.
It all starts piling in this time of month.
Well, there's a leap forward. And how do you all experience that? Because it's like we're on a whole new level now.
Yeah.
How do y'all
Well,
see
it's
about that?
interesting to be leaping forward but going inner at the same time. It's
Dichotomy.
You okay? It's like we're going forward, that by going inward more deeply, I feel myself being able to leap forward with more confidence, feeling like I'm able to hear from my source of, what's next steps, what's the next magic around the corner, what have I not seen before, what have I not what potentials await for me that I don't even know, but I've been um, intending and tending to the sacred within myself so that I can be ready and be surrendered to it. And, for me right now, a lot of my focus has been just kind of rooting out deep hidden places of where I've felt any resistance to moving forward, resistance or fears or worries about just being open to whatever could be around the corner, and good things, and just expecting it. And so in doing that, that's that deep inner work, but I feel like that's enabling me to be able to be ready to leap forward more too.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
that's kind of where I've been a lot lately.
Well, it's interesting because there's a lot of things that we can't control that are happening right now that are really devastating and very tragic, and destruction and just all kinds of terrible things. And I find comfort in taking comfort in the sacred and going inward, because it allows me to hold on to hope and hold on to love, and hold on to the things that I think are hard to, just when you go through so many things, like that part of the world they're going through so much, and it's like we can be there by being here, working on our sacred and working on holding that part of the world without having to physically be there. And I feel like that's the sacred practices really help feel like there's a sense of that you can control something, and that's going in, inward, and trying to help ourselves, which will help the world. And
I think we almost
and that helps
have
for
to
the
stand back right now.
Yeah.
I was starting to. When we were thinking about this, I was thinking, well, what is it all about? And basically, you know how we think sacred is so important? The whole world does. The whole world is fighting over what is sacred. The whole war is about what is sacred for you is not sacred for me. And what is sacred for me is not sacred for you. And it's that deep. It's not like, oh, I like blue and you like green. It's really deep. It's deep down, dug eons. And it's eons of battles about, sacred is about the thing that people get up and kill other people about. Sacred is where the emotion goes so deep.
Yeah.
It's such a deep property that it's like God himself or herself, and you think about it. That's where all the volume of emotion is about the sacred. What else do people get volumed up about? They create whole religions, whole countries, whole wealth of initiations and whole cultures all over sacred.
Yeah.
So here we think sacred is so important that we change our whole lives and come to a very different life. Well, they're fighting about the same thing we're living. They're fighting about really down deep about the different sacreds, and there's nothing really deeper and more ingrained than the sacred. I hadn't thought about it. We live that life. The world is trying to war about it.
Yes, yeah.
But I think that things are shifting. It's an old. It's happened all the way through. We've taken people and we've tortured. People have tortured each other. They have humiliated each other. They've stripped everybody down to nothing. And there's nothing. It doesn't win. It wins nothing. And you all at once you expose everything sacred in a people. You trash it. you burn them, and then where you go?
Yeah.
They where do they go? It's like when you know everything about something, and then what do you do?
Yeah. So this month is addressing the what are the outer conflicts that you see out in the world, and then also dropping into yourself and finding the compassion, the love, the forgiveness for yourself, and see where you're embattled, small and large, things that resonate with what's going on in the outer world, or smaller, which are huge, pieces within you that are that you might be conflicted about, upset about, or just wanting or looking deeply at something that maybe you grew up with, a feeling, a concept, an idea that either you've outgrown or doesn't feel like it fits, or it is rubbing up against something else. So the months that are in the autumn and the winter are the times where there is a slowing down, and it's almost like a retrograde, where you revisit. It's kind of a time to revisit
yeah.
the year,
Yeah.
to see all the things that you've enjoyed, all the things that you've experienced, all the things that may have been wanky that you're trying to sort out. And so the long spoon is a way to feed the conversations that you can come to within yourself.
Or with the people you live.
Or with people
Yeah.
you live with, or
Mhm.
your neighbor,
Mhm.
whatever, your community, all of those, but especially close in. The closest in is you yourself.
Oh, can we see that what we're looking at with the conversation? Because we can.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep it.
Okay, so right
There,
here.
yeah, we need to be able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So navigating the leap forward. So this month is representing a leap beyond any what we call wads, where something's so entangled that it doesn't seem to be a way out of it. Instead of tugging at it and making it tighter and tighter, it's stepping back, taking a breath, and an unwavering willingness to look. A plunge into uncharted territories.
Right. Exactly.
What
That
do you
could be
think,
fun.
Sarah?
That's exactly what I was plunging into uncharted territories. I found myself in the last probably month, or at least 2 or 3 weeks, of being able to ask a question about, okay, does this need to be moved now, blah blah blah, or thing, and I'll get this answer, but I'll be damned, I just turn around and do it right away. I don't wait any longer. You know, if I have an answer and it says, no, don't do this right now, I find myself going ahead and doing it, and it's successful. Because I'm moving at my own rhythm instead of whatever, pressures of getting something done or whatever that society says, and it's been real interesting, because normally I would sit and question and question and question, and I'm not doing that, and it feels wonderful, and it feels much more
So really, you're starting to listen to your first thought instead of all the wrangling
And all the-
that
yeah,
later goes
right.
on about that first
Yeah.
thought. Huh.
and to me
That's
that's
really
my
cool.
sacred. I mean, that first thought is the sacred,
Mm-hmm.
but actually moving it, actually, it's just, I don't know, it's just been an amazing thing to go through lately. But it's been wonderful, because I'm becoming more confident, more and more confident.
Oh, I see
Isn't
that too.
Yeah,
It's really
just
cool to watch you
yeah.
uh, become more that way.
Yeah,
It's
and I don't know if it's age, you know, that it's so many years of going through so many, you know, things and wars and all that. But I feel like I'm stepping into a real solid, confident, like you said, first thought.
Oh, that's very
Yeah, and it, to me, that's a leap forward.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's neat too on what you're saying up and experiencing that more too, and been exploring and interested to see how much energy and time it frees up just in your mind and in your day. You know, just not realizing how much energy, how tired I get just from all the self-doubt, all of the
oh my God.
the checking, the rechecking, you know, am I doing that right? And trying to make decisions even over stupid little things, you know, and it's and really really trying to start I mean, really feeling more capable of letting that go than I have. I've always wanted and longed for and you know, always striving to have that first thought and act on it with no hesitation, and you know, listening to your own guidance and your own source and acting on it immediately. But it just I love it. Feels like that's a leap for me as well, that I'm getting closer. It's happening more frequently.
Yes.
Let's just put
Yeah.
it that way.
It's
And
daily
and
and
it's
minute by minute.
reinforcing when it happens. It is reinforced by the relief of how much time and energy opens up for me, that just in small little ways you don't realize how much small muscle tension and how much time and energy where your brain just goes off, you know, and on these tangents worrying about stuff or second guessing things or doubting.
Well, you know, someone thinks that, oh, well, you've been doing this long and you're just not getting to that.
Right.
It's not
No, it's
that.
not.
It's like the territory, doing that in one area is one thing. Doing it in another area is another thing.
Yeah.
Life is very vast, and you have so many areas of decision that some you really get so you can do it easy there, and then not with this one, you don't do it easy there.
Yeah.
And it's taking so it's a full fan
Yes.
that you can actually do that with everything, and that is a huge job.
Yeah, it
It
is.
takes years.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome.
I love it.
The
too.
full fan that you refer to is very large.
That's right.
Yeah.
What?
The
The
full
full
fan
fan.
is very large.
Yes, it's
I
very.
love it. That's a great way to put that, because that is what it is. You know, there's no failure. It's not like
No.
you've not gotten anywhere,
You just
but
expand
there's just
territory.
so much more that you can still keep seeing.
I even find myself smiling at myself after it happened, after I've made the change. You know, I hear that, and then, oh, I'm just going to get up and do it now. You know, and it works, and it's beautiful, and
Or finding
And
how
then I can
exact you were,
say,
you know,
yeah,
you
I
did,
go,
because you did
I did
listen,
it again.
how well it worked out.
yeah.
Well, there's so many territories that the sacred isn't allowed in,
Yeah.
but the sacred is what everybody is having a war about.
Yeah.
That's where it all comes. I mean, even in the very beginning, Cain and Abel, it was about the sacred. That the whole, you know, that story is that one felt one's offering to the sacred, the sort, was more received than the other, and so, you know, the murder. It's like that seems to be the thing that death comes
Yeah.
walking in, is it's over the sacred.
I
And
love that.
isn't that sad?
The resolution
Yeah.
of that, it became sugar cane and are you able? I just think it smoothed itself
so
out and
Wow.
really made a resolution for a lot of people to come to the sweetness of life with that.
You know, the real trick of the lie, though, the joke about it, not funny joke, is that I believe when you destroy or try to destroy another person's sacred because you think yours is the only sacred, you end up destroying your own sacred.
Yeah.
How,
I mean,
you
how can you
cannot
face it?
when you destroy like that and kill, and there it takes a toll. There's no way that you as a being could possibly not be affected. You're sacred, be
So true.
whittled away.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, it takes there's a price that's paid for destroying another person's sacred, and I think it's the price of your own sacred.
And I'm really
Wow.
grateful for these long spoons because they do embrace the transformative power of the leap forward, but also if you scroll up, Robert, you also, we're all holding our, lighting our path towards a brighter tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and embracing the sacredness that that resides within you, and let it light your path towards a brighter tomorrow. Someone's got to hold on to that part, to
Yeah.
that piece of it.
Yeah.
And so, as the distractionary energy is just massive and fear generating, it's like someone has to hold on to this part of of having a brighter tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm grateful
definitely
that this
our-
spoon
yeah.
feeds us
Yeah.
and all of us in a way that will help us reach that. That's
Well,
what I want.
Millions of women were burned for what they called sacred. And everybody was so threatened by their sacred. And that's what people are. They're absolutely scared to death of somebody else's sacred. I mean, almost every people out there that are hurting and been hurt, the ones that hurt them is because of their sacred. It's not because of anything. They don't like what they call sacred or God or holy. And that's what it ends up being. You know, you try to act like, oh, I don't like your dress, but it's really not, I don't like your dress. It's that your dress has these little imprints on it that are about what you hold sacred. It's always, you go down to the bottom of it, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it was
Mine-
9 million. I mean, as the number too. I
Exactly.
mean, that's like genocide of the female race.
You like herbs too much.
Anybody that was into, caring about nature and Gaia, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Scared of it. Scared someone else's sacred is going to override yours. And like Suzanne just said, you destroy somebody's sacred and you destroy your own. I love that, Suzanne. I think that is so key. Anybody have anything else you want to say?
Well, I've been thinking about too I think it was in the book this week of the class book, but it talked about being in that we're tucked in a fold right now, and folds, just kind of understanding more and more about what that means, and just allowing to be tucked in it, to be protected in it, and explore inside of it, because the fold is like, what made me think of it is when you were talking about the fanning out of the vast, your life is vast in all the areas when you fan them out, and a fan is made of folds, and so each fold has an immensity inside of it, and I feel like when you realize that you're simply moving from fold to fold, you're expanding, and that to embrace being present inside of each fold that you find yourself in. And I feel like I've really been expanding that awareness and trying to there you go, like embody a full awareness, but
that's
it's
the latest one.
can you read the name of that book?
Oh, the latest book, class book, was called Confidence. A large square word embodies a full awareness.
Which is included in
Yeah, so, and that's actually included in this long spoon. So, but inside of that book, was a huge expansion and exploration, for all of us, but I know I can speak for myself, that really looking at that, and there is a confidence in being willing to be inside of a fold that doesn't always feel great. You always, because a lot of that fold can feel pretty crappy, but it's part of being willing to embody it, and so that you can change and shift to the next fold. So that by the end, you have this huge repertoire of all the folds that you've embodied. That is your whole life, you know.
And
That
sometimes you might be in the middle of a fold.
exactly.
While you're creasing, and you might be.
And when you're in the
some
middle,
water
that
or
never
tears.
feels great. Yeah. There's a lot of water, a lot of tears in those folds. So
Yeah, because they have to be moistened so it
moisten
doesn't
so
crack.
they can crease.
Yeah.
So
Like origami, really.
Says
Yeah.
in a world filled with uncertainty and challenges, one thing remains constant is the sacred. So we are working with what's going on in the world, but also the uncertainty and challenges as things unfold for you.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
yourself, what's
Inside of
going-
yourself.
What opens up.
Anything else anybody want to share?
It was interesting when I heard you talking about the fold, and it was almost like that's what happens when you're confronted with so many thoughts or things. Oh, I should do this, or this is the right way to do this, and this, and this, and this. And then the fold is when you just listen and stop thinking about all the things that are supposed to be. I felt myself being folded. That's what happens. You fold, and all of a sudden you've got this clear, you get up and you've got answers, but you know they're the real answers.
Wow, that's
Not-
so cool.
So it was kind of like a slicky fold. It was like, oh, you folded over this, because it makes me so happy, and I haven't talked about it much, but it really.
It's kind of interesting there. This sentence here: trusting in the sacred gives us the confidence to play our way through life,
Yes.
Exactly.
knowing that our inner workings will align with a greater purpose and lead us to success. So
Thank you.
you get the
That's-
confidence
yes,
right.
Yeah.
as it lightens, the play.
Yeah.
You see the play in something,
Yeah.
lifts it up.
Yeah, we've really had to grasp that more as things are that we're only going to find the answers inside the play. Somebody once quoted to me, play is one of the most political acts one can do.
Yeah.
Very true.
Somehow you can lift up out of the battle,
Mm-hmm.
and in play is sacred.
Yeah.
I think it's where we touch the sacred.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think that?
I like that. I
Absolutely.
think that's,
And I think there's a relationship between leaping forward and play as well. And I
Wow.
loved how I love the line that embrace the transformative power of the leap forward. And I love how you all expanded on what that leap forward really is. And it's a profound eagerness to adapt, learn, and grow, which is essential to navigate the leap forward. So I felt like those were the ingredients, like you have in a recipe. When you're building, when you're making something or cooking something or baking, it's like to adapt, learn, and grow is essential to navigate that leap forward. So there's a lot of play in that, it feels like. So.
Oh, I love that. That's great. That's
And
so
when
true.
you play, you're adapting, you're learning, you're
yeah,
growing.
Right.
So that helps
No
with that
rules,
natural leap forward. No wonder frogs represent that leap forward.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they certainly do in Susanna's world.
And
I
I
love that,
think
that the
you
play.
always can move faster. I mean, because play, like everybody's been saying, there's such a lightness about it, and when you lift the energy, it always enables and supports moving faster, moving forward. Just moving, and as opposed to when you get too serious, too downhearted, to any of those things, they're heavier energies. They're heavy on the body, they're heavy on the spirit, and you feel more anchored down instead of being able to leap forward into expansion.
And
You
play
feel
has the
weighted,
levity,
and
too.
play has the ability to lift that.
Maybe that's why Ganeshu is
Yeah.
the patron of moving out obstacles.
Yes.
But he's all about play.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He loves sweets and he plays. I mean, he's
Uh-huh.
kind
Oh,
of
that's fun.
noted for that. I never thought of the play he is what moves the obstacles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow,
I love that.
that was so good.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited about this long spoon.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a wonderful one to sit down into throughout the month.
Mm-hmm.
November's a nice, cozy inward month.
I can't wait to read the part about wreathing as a wreathing the prayer
Oh,
Mhm.
No.
Mhm.
of the harvest. That sounds delicious.
Oh, yeah.
thank
Can't
you.
wait to read more about that.
Thank you. Really wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else y'all want to share in this conversation, the tabletop?
That's good. Just trying to think if there's anything that's.
Usually, have you noticed there's kind of a quietness to this particular
Yeah.
tabletop
yeah,
conversation
yeah.
because it is more of an inward.
Mhm.
We're kind of feeling it and feeling what the month is, and that's what happens with the long spoons.
Yeah.
Is that we kind of travel into what the month is
Mhm.
and what the month can support. We find the support for the month for ourselves, and we share that for others as well. And we all get fed that way.
So we hope
Very
these
much.
thoughts assist you in a tabletop conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just looking at that one line about knowing that our inner workings will align with the greater purpose and lead us to success. And I think about the alchemical inner workings that you all are posting every day,
Mm-hmm.
and how rich that is for all of us
Daily.
to have that on a
Yeah.
daily
Yeah.
basis like that. It really helps us with finding our own great purpose and lead us to success
Mm-hmm.
in many ways. So
It's very magical and playful how it comes together,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
and even though a lot of people haven't discovered yet the magic in it, it will eventually. It is so magical to call upon all kinds of things and moments and and animate and inanimate and put them all together, and then the clods are all talking, and then it's like they come together with this, and it happens immediate, and
there's so much
Kind of
dialogue
profound.
happening. There's so much relationship with the
Uh-huh.
words
Mm-hmm.
and the images and the artwork and the. I'm not sure if people realize that how much is all in relationship, and there was so much allowance of allowing the words to come once the images were together,
mm-hmm.
and it's like you listen to what comes forward, and it's really exciting. It's like you never know what's going to pop right up.
I know. And later, when I realized they were alchemical inner workings, then that gave it permission to be as odd as it is.
Yeah, because it takes all of it.
Yes.
You know, to be alchemical, it takes all those ingredients. It takes all those different angles and
Yes, and they're unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
and
delightful.
Yeah, and each one's a story. It becomes a story. It has a completion, a beginning, and an end.
And they hit the mark in a
Yeah.
very odd way.
Yeah, but
And,
it's a,
and we need things to hit
twist
the
your-
mark in a very odd way.
right.
We're too used to what hits the mark now. It's become,
Yeah.
you
It
know,
shakes you out of your.
yeah.
But it also helps. It helps me anyway. See things differently. Of like, or maybe it just shakes things up in a new perspective. Of like, oh, okay. There's more components to this than just what meets the eye. So I love the unexpected things that turn up in good ways.
Mm-hmm.
I love the more components than it makes the eye.
Yeah.
That's
true.
beautiful.
It's true.
Thank you.
Wow.
Have any more ideas?
It's just wonderful.
I've been thinking a lot about the garden too, about how, I mean, throughout all the summer months, we talked about it a lot, and now that we're putting her to bed, and but she still has so much life in
Oh,
her,
yeah.
and it's just she still keeps giving in terms of insight and awareness and
And
just
she's still talking.
oh yeah.
And so today, being the coldest day, and I didn't even wrap up for anything, I have run out there probably 100 times to just do something real quick and then run back in because I get cold. But she, she's just talking, and she says, I'm still alive, I'm still, I'm going to nurture all these, and you got to get everything ready for me so I can, cuddle them up and take care of them.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. But it's hard to stay.
I love every rose that I go out in the garden and I see, and it's got this little coat on.
Oh, I know.
She's
They're
taking
so
this
sweet.
beautiful
They've got their
burlap.
little burlap.
They look all cuddly and
Yes.
special.
Like a little sweater on.
Yes, it's so cute.
For the Maine winter.
I don't think I've ever seen so many of them, little sweaters
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So
We get a lot of the coffee bean burlap bags from
Yeah, and they're just
from the
wonderful.
from Rock City, and they're just by the bag full. There's all these extra ones, so we know just what to do with it.
Yeah,
Garden
we're gonna use them.
sweaters.
Yeah.
I think this is the first year I've felt myself anyway, excited about exploring what, as we move inward, inside, literally and figuratively, it's like taking what the garden has given all summer long, all its phases, all its alchemy, all the different things about it. And I'm just interested and excited about being more aware of how I've taken that in, like almost like harvesting myself. It's like taking all the insights and the phases and the learnings and the shiftings that came from the garden and being present with it this summer, and seeing what that is going to do for me on the inside as I'm internal this winter.
that is beautiful.
Me too.
Yeah,
I feel the same.
Harvesting yourself. I love that.
I mean, I'm just kind of seeing, kind of taking stock of what how I've shifted and where I am and what I've been given, in so many ways, and the garden showing me that kind of abundance and how I'm being given, and then taking that and integrating it as I move forward this winter, as I move forward inward,
Makes me think about your potpourri when you did it a completely new way of when you chopped everything up nice and small so it was accessible, but it was so much more fragrant, and it's like what that opened up inside for you. I mean, how many years have you been doing potpourri? But this year was so different.
It's Valley Hill.
And so I think that's such a
Probably
cool
50
story
years.
to think about what happened on the inside. I mean, how you can take the same thing but do it in a whole new way, and how it can show you whole new sides of yourself that
It's
open
magic,
up
isn't it?
and fragrant and just long lasting and just the everlasting part of
Oh, I like that you
ourselves,
said
too.
that. That's the everlasting part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
I mean,
those
no matter
folds.
how old you are, there's a new.
It's a
You
fold.
could all at once have a new insight
Yeah,
that completely changes
Wow.
everything.
it's amazing.
Takes what it makes it 100 times more fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's the fan of folds.
Ah,
Back again.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that.
Oh.
Oh, that was fun. I love ending with the garden. That was so
Very
beautiful.
It's our red thread.
It's such a teacher.
Yes, and it's so lovely to have the red fence all the way around.
Oh, goodness, it is.
It's gonna be
my
beautiful.
God.
Talk about different
Oh.
pictures and things
Oh, I
this
know.
winter.
And the
With
snow.
The
Oh,
snow
it's
against the
gorgeous.
red fence also.
It'll be like having red cardinals everywhere.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, really.
It is so beautiful, fun to look at it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's really true.
Oh.
Wow.
Well,
Wow,
we
this was
just
a
about
lovely
done.
tabletop.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
so.
Very lovely.
Well,
Oh, good.
thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
This is Suzanne. Thank you
And,
for listening.
and thank you. This is Robert. I think it's going to be a lovely long spoon, a delicious meal that you'll have throughout the month. And keep dipping into it all month long.
Mhm.
Come back to it over again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Y'all want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. We'll see you at the end of the.
Happy travels.
Yes. And you can
Bon
join us. You can
appetit.
join us
Bon
all month
appetit, I love
long
it.
on
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram, and take part and let us know that you're watching.
Mm-hmm. Well, until next month then, and enjoy your reading pleasures. Don't forget to have that nice little cozy
Have a nice
treat
Thanksgiving.
along
Yes.
with your
Oh, yeah.
read.
Yeah.
Okay. Until December.